In this lesson, we're going to focus on custom audiences and how to build high quality custom audiences that you can turn in lookalike audiences to launch and scale your campaigns. Short recap, a lookalike audience can be based on three simple things: a fan page, a custom conversion, or a custom audience. And custom audiences are actually what most of the top Facebook advertisers are working with as a source for lookalike audiences that you can create in the second step. So what you're seeing here is an interview of Eric with Maria Claudio. She's the head of performance marketing at Facebook. And we interviewed her at our first Facebook Mastery Live event in Berlin. We asked her a number of questions, and something that we really asked her was, hey Maria, what do you think about custom audiences? How much do they really matter to create a high quality lookalike audience? And Maria essentially confirmed that lookalike audiences are as good as the custom audience is. Seed audiences matter. If your seed audience sucks, your lookalike audience sucks. And if your seed audience is great, it's a high quality seed audience, your lookalike audience will be great too. You know, the algorithm is smart, but it's only as the results that the algorithm will generate are as good as the data that you're handing over. So since the algorithm is turning seed audiences into lookalike audiences, custom audiences into lookalike audiences, if the custom audience is a low quality audience, then the lookalike audience will not be great either. So seed audiences matter, remember that. And when I'm looking at campaigns of other companies or other CPA marketers, you know, they focus on ads and images, and it's great, but they don't really invest a lot of time and effort and money into creating high quality seed audiences. So let's just focus on that for a moment. Now, there are a few standard seed audiences that you should be using, and I'm pretty sure that you know them. For example, fans, website visitors, a list of buyers, email subscribers or leads that you have generated, and email unsubscribes. That's also a pretty cool custom audience. You can, for example, just follow up with them if they joined your list in the first place and unsubscribed later down the road. You can just re-engage that part of the audience. Anyways, those 5 seed audiences are used most of the time, and you should be working with them. Most importantly, a list of buyers and the list of email subscribers or leads that you have generated. And then, of course, website visitors, fans, and email unsubscribes if you'd like to work with that audience segment. So test those audiences. They're a great starting point for a lookalike audience. Again, especially a list of buyers and a list of leads that you have generated. However, there are some, I'm just calling them premium seed audiences. They're not better, but they're audiences that only very few advertisers, actually the top advertisers, are working with. So instead of going after all of your customers, focus on premium customer segments. Let's say you have a sales funnel in place and you're selling a $5,000 high ticket coaching, and the first step of the funnel is a low ticket item, let's say a $19 ebook. So sure, you can turn all of your customers, all of your ebook buyers into a lookalike audience. But if you'd like to sell the high ticket item only all day long, then it makes more sense to create a lookalike audience based on the high ticket customers only and not all your buyers. I mean, of course, it's something you have to split this, but just be aware that we have the option to focus on specific customer segments only. For example, your high ticket customers only. Or if you have an online shop, I mean, there will be people who, you know, spend money for, who spend like maybe $10 in your online shop. And then there are maybe people who spend like $300 in your online shop. So you can put together a list of buyers with a really high checkout value of, let's say, like $100 plus, and just go after them. Put them into a custom audience and turn them into a lookalike audience. Focus on product categories. Let's say you have an online shop and you're selling different beauty products, and one of the niches is anti-aging, and you want to scale a product within that niche. Of course, again, you can put all of your customers or all of your website visitors into one custom audience. But you can also segment your audiences based on the different product categories. So instead of grabbing all of your customers and putting them into a seed audience, you can just focus on all the buyers or all website visitors within a specific category, let's say the anti-aging category, to scale the product that you want to promote. Test different time frames. If you have a list of buyers, split it up into 3 different seed audiences. People who purchase a product within the last 7 days, 30 days, and 180 days. Of course, the third seed audience, a custom audience with all buyers that purchase a product within the last 180 days. Of course, that's the biggest audience, but maybe the last 30 days seed audience is more recent and will result in a higher quality seed audience and therefore a higher quality lookalike audience. So again, it's not only about the quantity, it's also about the quality. So test that. It's something that only very few advertisers are doing, but trust me, you will see different results. And you can also do that with website visitors whatsoever, any custom audience essentially, or any type of custom audience. So don't only go after as much data as possible. Try to focus on different time frames, right? Then that's another great custom audience or another great seed audience. People who watch at least 75% of a video. And if you're working with Canvas ads, the so-called full screen experience, that's a custom audience type. So that custom audience essentially includes all Facebook users who opened a Facebook Canvas. And then we have lead forms. If you do lead gen, if you use lead ads, then you can create a custom audience based on all Facebook users who have opened and or completed a lead form on Facebook. So we talked about seed audience. The next question is, how do you build high quality seed audiences? Well, what I will do now is show you 4 different techniques. Number 1, what you're seeing here is a simple funnel in the business loan niche. I showed you that funnel already. So here's what you can do. Select the campaign goal traffic, even though you want to go for conversions, but start off with the campaign goal traffic and send at least 1,000 clicks to the first step of the funnel, for example, a landing page. We also refer to that method as a pixel warm-up. So you want to gather initial pixel data. So again, even though that's a conversion campaign, the first thing you can do to build an initial seed audience is, for example, using interest targeting or behavioral targeting and setting up a simple traffic campaign, just driving traffic to the first step of the funnel. Try to get at least like 1,000 clicks. So you will have to spend a little bit of money, but it's not too bad. And what you can do then in the next step is just taking that seed audience, turning it into a lookalike audience, and then set up a conversion campaign in the next step. Then you can ask around in your personal network. There are many people with sites that are ranking well on Google. You can ask them if you can implement a Facebook pixel and just gather data. It's a really sneaky technique. If you know someone who's by any chance in the same niche as you are and has a really good website in place that's ranking well on Google, is getting a lot of high quality search traffic, well, you can just ask them if you can place a pixel on their site or arrange a deal with them. And the cool thing is, people who are actually focusing on SEO are not really good at paid traffic and vice versa. So you will not be really competing against them. There are cases where it's not possible, but if you have a good relationship with a website owner and you know he's operating in the same niche, he's getting a decent amount of traffic from Google, great way to build an initial seed audience. Here's another great technique. Take a video that's relevant to the product or service you intend to promote and set up a video view campaign. Spend, I'd say, like $200-300 on this campaign. And what we're optimizing for is video views. There will be a certain percentage of people that will drop off at after, let's say, 3%, but then there will be a significant amount of people, a significant amount of Facebook users who will watch at least 75% of your video, right? So here's what you can do then. After you spend a few $100s on driving traffic to that video, you can create a custom audience based on all Facebook users who watch at least 75% of the video. And then you can, similar to strategy number 1, take those users, put them into a custom audience, and turn them into a lookalike audience. Great strategy. Yeah, I can just really highly recommend it. It's a strategy that was initially designed for local businesses, but you can do it for whatever you try to promote. So again, find a video that's relevant, ideally with the tendency to go a little bit viral. Shouldn't be too long, ideally about 2 minutes long, and then just set up a video view campaign, drive traffic to it, and all Facebook users that watch at least 75% of the video, put them into a custom audience and convert them into a lookalike audience. Last but not least, Google AdWords. Google AdWords is great. Problem is only it's expensive as fuck. Because if you look at the CPCs, the average CPCs on Google, I mean, that really hurts. For example, the keyword loans, I think it will cost you about $44 per click. So it's impossible to scale a campaign with Google AdWords and those click prices. However, you can use Google AdWords to build up an initial seed audience, and then you take that seed audience and turn it into a lookalike audience. Because again, the quality of your seed audience determines the quality of your lookalike audience. And since Google AdWords is a high quality traffic source, allowing you, even though it's expensive, but allowing you to build up an initial high quality seed audience, you're essentially leveraging Google to launch and scale a campaign on Facebook. Great strategy, not for everyone, but if you're really running into quality issues on Facebook and you're having a really hard time nailing down your lookalike audience and your seed audience, I think you should definitely consider setting up a quick Google AdWords campaign, going after the keywords where you say, okay, those keywords represent my target audience. It's a fantastic strategy, so I can just highly recommend it.